Hi Aquarius, welcome to your monthly reading. As always, keep in mind that this is only a general reading. Always take what it feels right and with what does resonate within your own life experiences during this time. If you would like to have a personal reading with me, please contact me through the email I put in the description box below. For the month of December, I have two special sales offer available. One, it's a sneak peek into 2020, what kind of experiences, challenges and opportunities might be presented in this next year phase for you. And the other one, it's inspired in this Christmas season we are on, and it's called The Gift from the Universe. So it's a reading that focuses on bringing the best news of what's coming for you in your way. So if you would like to know more details about those special offers or any other of my services, just email me. Or if you would like to donate and support my channel, you can also do so by following the PayPal link, which is also down below. So, Aquarius, I do feel like you're very contemplative, very in your mind, thinking and thinking. Almost like there's a feeling of nostalgia, a current of nostalgic thought here, uh, guiding you to great depths. I feel like some of you are like a feeling of waiting for someone, waiting for a change, waiting for a sign, waiting for something that you feel is essential to actualize here, the changes that you want to see coming in your life. And it feels like this is not new. It feels like some of you Aquarius have been dealing with this type of waiting game phase for some time, but December might be one of those months where you're more, it's like you're taking better use of this waiting phase to analyze and deeply go into the root of what certain experiences are really about, because I feel like some of you have had a lot going on. It's like a very on and off vibe throughout all year. So perhaps you had a lot going on and then a feeling of interruption, and then a lot going on and then interruption, and then a lot going on and interruption, and on and off, constant flow. And if December, for those Aquarius that I'm connecting, if December presents itself as being again off, perhaps you've met someone and things were going great, and then suddenly there's a feeling of things slowing down. You were inspired, you were creating, you were doing so much, you were socializing, you were feeling great, and then you feel more this need to be with your own or be more indoors, right? Be in this resting, quiet, silent vibe. Or you were feeling again much more physically active, and now you're not feeling like your body is coping and you need more rest. Or money was going great and now it's not flowing so much. Whatever it is, there's a purpose to it. And I feel like some of you are being called to reach that point of understanding of what it is about you and what it is about how things have been lately that has been causing kind of this instability or this shaky. I keep getting like it's a really feeling of shaky, like I don't know if shaky is the word, but it's like like the hills energy, like ups and downs, ups and downs, ups and downs. And the Four of Swords is here to help you um not only take the proper rest that some of you have not been taking. So it's almost like, yes, things are a little bit slow, for some of you boring, for some of you not as interesting as you would like them to be, not as active, because the activity, the real activity, the real juice, right, the real jam as well, is found within, in your mind, in your heart, or behind the scenes where something is operating, something is happening, but you're not yet seeing it, where you're not yet realizing. You have the Hangman here, so definitely suspense mode. Okay, don't push it, don't get annoyed as much as possible, because resisting this timeout will not serve you, and it will complicate this uh, feeling of things. I feel like some of you feel like things are falling apart or things are not working, and sooner or later there will be this feeling of great disgrace or problem. It's almost like you're anticipating this huge problem, and you feel like your power or your ability to find a solution out of this is not existent and non-existent, and you're feeling like you're being dragged into it, okay, dragged into the fire, dragged into situations that will be consuming you, that will be consuming, though not you, but it will be consuming and kind of destroying and changing, yes, previous identification molds. So molds, it's almost like your belief system will be changing, or your way of looking at situations will be dramatically changing for sure. So you will not come out of the situation the same. And I feel like December is an important rite of passage for some of you, like all the things that you go through, and you have many major arcanas. You also have the will, okay, and death. So all speak about surrender. Surrender to what you don't know. Surrender to the need to know for now. Surrender to forces that are beyond our control. You have the destiny card, right? You have death energy. You have the hangman. So those three cards have something in common, which is about surrendering. Okay, surrendering to divine timing, surrendering to the things we don't know, and surrendering to the higher force that we cannot stop and prevent, that creates the changes, that create the losses and the pain and the suffering, but also the opposite side of it. So some of you, it's like give in when something is not working, or when something feels, like a big enigma, or when you like get wrapped into this need to know when and how and why. Go more into the meditation or prayer or sleep or decompression of the thought, because the thought is pressuring you to know when, how, why. The thought. Learn to detach from the needs of the mind and just be more in the soul, be more in the moment of how, you're feeling things to be, okay? And there's this heightened sense of your spirituality calling, okay? There's something of a higher realm calling to you, wanting to guide you through this turbulent times of great confusion and doubt. And it's almost like there's a higher calling to just trust in what you can't see, in what you can't hear, okay, and what you can feel. Is a feeling of trust that the universe, is watching and knows that you're waiting and knows that you need answers, and he knows that you deserve, with the will, you deserve this change. You deserve a change that would create better circumstances for your life. But as the seasons, so there's something about the seasons as well. You could be, the turning from the fall to the winter. There's something here about the season. So there's something here, it's like a seasonal vibe. This is not as how it is and how it will always be. This is a phase. Winter has a lot to deal with this. The winter symbology connects perfectly with the Four of Swords. It's when it's cold and we feel the need to be inwards, and we feel the need to be close to fire, right? Covered with our blankets and around, our pets or people we love, where the warmth is, the warmth of feelings and body contact is given. That need is much more heightened in wintertime, such as the need to decompress, slow down. It's that time of the year where we slow down. We don't need to be in the rush. We don't need and don't feel capable, actually, to rush things. So some of you are like you're connecting with the cycles of nature. You're connected, okay? You're. It's almost like you have this. Some of you Aquarius have this way of operating, and your life is really operating right now in a perfect sync, in perfect harmony and sync with nature. So all you can think about winter, and also the meaning you give it yourself, could be very important to gather some answers and some peace of mind. And some of you, this is also about achieving some peace of mind of things that have not been working that well. I feel like some of you are also making this huge reflection, yes, about the whole year. So this December for some of you is really this time to really look, at everything that happened, making this balance, a certain balance, right? So that you get yourself ready to the next season. So you get yourself ready to next year, and you plan ahead. The Four of Swords is also about taking time to put in here a strategy, a plan in motion, to organize your mind and your thoughts to know what you're going to do next. So while you're waiting for something, it's not, a useless time. It's a time where you're asked to also use the structures and the powers of your mind, not to pressure you, but to work with you in a way where you organize things that can be organized and planned ahead. This is a time where perhaps you could be benefiting from making this plan, a plan for, when we make, our wishes, our list for things that we would like to do in 2020, we see ourselves doing, putting it then our aims and our goals. I feel like the universe is listening to that with a will. There are things that you think that perhaps are not possible that are very possible, as again the wheel turns. And I do feel like for some of you, you're also quite, in this. Some of you are just waiting to hear about someone. It's almost like you're waiting for that flame, that person to reach out, to come back, to say something, show something. For some of you, that this is about love. There could have been a separation, or there's just a distance between you and someone, and you're like hoping that again the wheel of fortune will bring here a change, will bring either the situation back to the point it was, or it will bring you the information and revelation of why certain things happened the way they did. Because for some of you, it's like if it's a relationship that has ended, some of you don't know, you're healing, but you're still kind of needing answers about what happened there, about everything that experience brought to you, still questioning it. Okay, you still need to have to gain a new perspective about it, to see a side to the situation that you have not seen. And I also feel like for some of you, it's a matter of again, let the universe do its work. Let it do its work. I see that some of you are just not satisfied, okay, with how things are. In December, that sense of insatisfaction can sometimes be more intense. But good things are coming. And I hear a lot, like, sometimes people put in the comments, like, oh, readers say that all the time. Readers say that all the time, and it never happens. You know why? Because you need to be the one saying it first. I can say that good things are coming for various reasons, but you are the one that has to say every day, to put in that faith of the hangman and the will and the death card, to know that yes, good things are coming because that's what I want, and I'm going to put energy into the things I want to attract into my life, and not put the power in others, okay, to bring into me what I want. Now, the thing is, I feel like some of you will be actually embracing and surrendering to what was, So the what will be happens much faster, okay, and in a much liberated form, where you're feeling like things make sense after the transformation your life or yourself or something went through, because this is about a huge transformation. This is not something minor. This is not something that happens fast either. So it's like whatever some of you Aquarius have been through and are going through, it's a very complex issue and process, and it's one that more than ever deserves from you a lot of embrace in terms of acceptance, okay, that this is where you are. Yes, it could be that you really wanted to be somewhere else, but one step at a time. One step at a time, because if you're in resistance about where you are, if it's going to be very hard to stop being where you are. First, you need to accept where you are, so then things can shift, because it's almost like a denial of the changes, a denial of the transformation, I'm sorry, a denial of the changes that are inevitable here. Some of you that this has been about a breakup, in due time you will know what you need to know about it, but there's this feeling of certainty here that it was for a good cause and a good reason that this separation happened, or this parting of ways between you and an energy happened. Because if you wouldn't part ways from this energy, you wouldn't have the change, okay? You wouldn't have the change that you need to have to find your luck, to find something that brings more positive. I feel like something about Dharma. It's almost like some of you Aquarius have been trapped in a cycle that very karmic, negative, filled with harsh experiences or lessons that feel like a constant, you know, it's almost like feeling you're constantly receiving the same. As much as you try to do good, as much as you try to learn and do better, it feels like the wheel has been repeating here a lot of the same karmic difficulties. And that's why something is stopping here or changing. It's like, okay, this needs to, you jump out of the wheel, so you see what this broken wheel was about, and now you surrender to that and you wait for the real benefit of a functional wheel of fortune to be operating in your life, where change is for the better, not for the worse. So I hope you have a great month. Thank you so much for all of you that have been liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, and donating to my channel. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Hopefully we'll see each other soon.